Hello, welcome to Cool Discussions. It's Trump Tuesday, and guess what he's been doing?
He's been playing some Battleship.
Yeah,
A4.
S1.
Hit.
Yes, that's what he's been doing.
That's right.
He's firing missiles, a whole lot of them apparently.
I guess he's not really playing Battleship because he's firing at land. I guess Battleship is sea to sea combat, not sea to land combat.
Yeah, either way.
So there was a chemical attack in Syria, which killed a whole bunch of innocent women and children, and it was horrific to see. And I don't need to see that stuff on television, but we do because it's reality. And
It
so
is reality.
Trump decided that
it's one of those things you kind of need to see. You need to see some of the horrors of the world that people are doing to kind of, I guess, for lack of a better word, motivate you to care about this stuff. Because nobody really cares that much about Syria. You know, it's been going on for 7 years, and
has the world ever not had a war or a conflict of some kind?
By comparison, right now is a relative term of peace. Actually, there are conflicts.
We've never been at peace.
But okay, no, there hasn't been a period of time when there's been no conflict.
We never will be either.
That's true. We're mankind. This is what we do. But by comparison, there is very few casualties. When you think about it, with the strike on the airport that Trump did, he fired Tomahawk missiles,
which cost $95 million.
He was able to precision strike hit an airport, whereas if we're talking about like technology from World War II, you would have to carpet bomb.
Yeah,
you would have to carpet bomb the whole thing with a fleet.
He didn't even disable
bombers.
the airport though, so they were flying airstrikes out of there the next day. So.
Were they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't even do anything. So really, it was just a waste of whatever. But anyways, that's what caused the airstrikes, and now everybody's mad at everybody. Russia and China and Iran apparently are mad because the U.S. didn't have authorization. It's against some UN sanction.
Okay,
crap.
hold on. Right off the bat, the chemical attack is actually against UN rules. Worldwide rules that most of the world has signed up on, saying we do not use chemical weapons in anything at all, period. Chemical weapons aren't supposed to be used. For some strange reason, most countries have chemical weapons, but we're not supposed to use them. And he, first off, broke worldwide laws stating no chemical weapons. So this was in
we don't even know who it was.
retaliation.
It was the Syrian government, right?
It is generally believed to be the Syrian government.
Who's Assad?
He's the president of Syria, who is trying to hold on to his little empire to be in control of it. Like, it was passed on from his father, who was president. He took over, and just like all little dictatorships, people get pissed off and rebel, and civil war, and then ISIS grew out of the confusion. Some parts of ISIS grew out of the confusion.
I just don't like. I like to think of solutions, and I don't see a solution where everybody's going to live peacefully.
No, there's no clear cut. But, okay, in my professional opinion, and you know how professional my opinions are, is like, just kill Assad. That'll be step one.
Yeah, but
finding a solution.
Somebody just
somebody
else just take over.
Yeah, but that somebody else might be more willing to talk than Assad.
Might be more willing to take the Americans' money to do what they want.
Yeah, that might be it. But Assad right now is like, I inherited this from my father. I'm keeping it. He's not willing to listen. He's not willing to talk. He doesn't want to give an inch to take a mile.
Uh-huh.
He wants everything, and he says everything is mine. He's treating it like he's royalty, and this is my stuff. So give it back.
Yeah, if he's killing innocent people, he should be shot.
And that's the thing. It's like, and that's...
You can precision strike an airport. Why don't you just precision strike him and be like,
okay, that is also against worldwide Geneva Conventions. We're not supposed to...
Do you jaywalk?
Yeah.
That's against the rules too. You still do it, right?
Not worldwide Geneva Conventions.
Well, but it's still against the rules in our...
No, okay, I get it. I get it.
Rules
I
are just
get
words
it.
on paper.
No, I get it. I've never understood why somebody just doesn't accidentally have a missile go off course and hit where he happens to be.
Oops, I put my coffee on that button.
Yeah. That in itself is a horrible thing, you know. Good Christian folk aren't supposed to wish other people to be dead, but we understand that this is not a black and white world.
I don't wish other people dead. He killed people that didn't deserve to die.
Well,
he's a murderer.
He is a war criminal.
So he should be killed. All murderers should be killed.
He is a war criminal. At the very least, the UN should be going in there, grabbing the guy, saying, you're under arrest for violating section blah, blah, blah of the Geneva Convention. You're going away.
What do you think about the people who say it's fake?
What?
The chemical thing? Because people are in the first responders are handling a chemical attack with no gloves and no protection and stuff like that.
Oh, well, because... yeah, I've heard the fake news thing, and that's the problem with the advent of fake news, is that everything's
fake news now.
Don't forget that this country has been at war for 7 years. When you're at war for 7 years, your basic infrastructure goes away, your basic supply lines go away, logistics go away. It's not like they can go to their Walmart and stock up on groceries and gloves and stuff like that. So the people that are there, they don't necessarily know what the hell's going on.
I just think just to get a rise out of people. I think people are like, "Oh, this is fake. This is fake." There's always everything. Every major event, every terror attack, every attack. It's always, it's fake. It's this.
Because right off the bat, they said, "Oh, Trump should be impeached because he didn't get Congress approval to go to war." And like, well,
we're not at war.
Trump wasn't at war, isn't at war. He was saying...
When the last official war, wasn't it the something to do with Iraq or something? The last war, declaration of war?
Yeah, it was...
Like
the war on terrorism, but yeah.
But it's not, that's just like a statement. That's just like a title for it. It's not official war, because to declare war, you have to go through certain steps.
No,
right?
and that's right.
And that's how
Trump is not declaring war.
That's how they legally get around it.
Yeah, he is just saying, this is how legally you get around it. It's like, I'm not going to war. I'm not attacking these people. We said a long time ago that if you use chemical weapons, we are going to retaliate. Guess what? I'm retaliating. Done. End of story.
No, not much good it did.
No, especially if you're right on...
Now we just got the Russians mad at the Americans.
Oh, the Russians are going to be pissed off at the Americans.
Don't worry, guys. Nobody's going to nuke anybody.
And this is one of those other things. It's like, this is you should take out President Assad and President Putin. Those are the two people that should just be right off the bat.
What about the guy in Korea? Kim
Lang-ji,
whatever his name is.
There's a third. There's probably a whole list of people you could take out in the entire world that would kind of make the world move on a little bit.
Violence? Maybe.
I honestly think Assad and Putin have these personalities where it's like, these are my things, give them back. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to talk because they have that mindset of, these are mine, I'm not sharing. But
I don't know. It's just another missile attack.
Oh, and
really?
And that's the problem. Is like these chemical attacks have happened before. We're seeing all these dead babies and children and adults, and the reason why they're showing pictures of children is because they pulled the heartstrings a lot more.
Yeah,
they're trying to galvanize the populace. It's
like the refugees when you saw that dead kid on the beach, right?
Yeah.
That was like the main picture of it. It's like, what does it do? If you saw an old guy just laying there dead, it would kind of be a little less heartstringy then.
And it's like, oh, you want to feel sorry for these people. It's like, well, Syria is one of these places where the UN should honestly step in with the backing of Russia, China, the US, Canada, Britain, France, etc., etc. They should just step in, clear the whole place out, remove Assad, put in another government.
Put in your puppet.
But this puppet at least will be better than Assad. For a little while, anyways.
Yeah.
Get some stability in the region. Let all these refugees that have been running away from this war be able to come back so they no longer become a problem for everybody else. We've talked about immigration before, and the problem isn't that people want to come to other countries. It's the fact that people don't want to go to other countries. Most of these Syrian refugees don't want to go. They want to go home, but they can't because it's a war.
Go home because it's war, because they have a
You know,
leader who's...
from what I
a
understand,
dick.
one part of a city has been fought over for 5 years, and it's like, how the hell do you fight over part of a city for
It's
5
not even a
years?
city anymore. It just crumbles in dirt if it's been...
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and it's just like, like I understand Stalingrad during World War II was fought over by the Germans and the Russians for 2, maybe 3 years, but they threw hundreds of thousands of people into that
I just don't
meat
think it's
grinder.
ever going to end.
And I bet you they're not throwing hundreds of thousands of people into any kind of meat grinders anyway. As callous as this may sound, it's like, I think it was said I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but they said only 400,000 people have died over these 7 years. That's a very small amount of people compared to how many people are running away from this country.
See, it's weird because when you're sitting there saying, like, you're like, oh, go kill this person to stop the problem. But in his mind, that's exactly what he's doing. He's going, I'm going to kill these people to stop the problem that I see. It's like we're alcoholics trying to drink ourselves sober, and that's where I see the problem. That's why it's just like that circle. You know what I mean? And I always wonder how we're going to get out of this circle. How are we going to stop this and go like this? Like because it's like you kill one person, you're using the same logic that they're kind of using is kill this person so that we can have our way, and he's like, well, I'm going to kill these people so I can have my way, and it's like,
no, okay, yeah, it's one of those things. 1 life for 1,000, would you take it? 1 life for 1,000,000, would you take it? 1 life for 10, would you take it? 1 life for 1?
But if we could sit down and come to a solution,
but, okay,
of 0 lives for everybody.
He has been talked to by the Americans, by the UN. Right now, he's in bed with Russia, and Russia has his ear, and Russia's not exactly the one to care about loss of civilian life. So it's one of those things of talking has been tried with him.
No, I get it. I get it, but it just, to me, it doesn't. It sounds like the analogy, like I said.
No,
we're alcoholics trying to drink ourselves sober, and it's like it just seems like it's never. If we get rid of this one piece, there's just going to be somebody there to, because it's shown over time that there's always been a new. We'll use like Hitler. There's not to the extent, obviously. There's been a what was it? Genghis Khan. He killed those bazillion people, and then
okay,
it was so and so and so, right?
To use the Hitler analogy, we'll put it this way: there was an attempt on his life by his own officers to get rid of him because they thought he had gone off the deep end. Now, if that had been successful, would Germany have been any different? Yes, in the sense of it wouldn't have been led by a madman, but no in the sense because they were still winning militarily at that time. They still would have continued the conquest of Europe, Russia, etc.
There just wouldn't have been.
There might
not have been
as many dead Jews.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So,
and that's what I mean.
Like, but that's what I'm saying is like you get rid of Assad, and the person replacing him might not necessarily be as bad as him,
but he might be worse. He might be better. You don't know. Like that's the thing. Like,
but
unless you install your like I said, your puppet, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So,
and in some cases, installing a puppet isn't a bad thing. At least you can get some stability.
Till the puppet
stop the war for a little while. You can start getting the places to rebuild, and then maybe the people will figure something out.
Yeah, maybe. I just think that I don't know.
And this is exactly what's going on in the news. Is people are just like, oh, you shouldn't have done this. Oh, he should be impeached. Oh, you shouldn't do that. And they're all bickering at each other.
We're all just talking about things like we're not. It seems like we're trying to point fingers at somebody. We're trying to point blame at how this has all gotten to where it is instead of I know it's impossible. It's kumbaya-ish to have everybody just talk about it and come to peace and come to terms about things like that. But it's never going to happen. It's just, it's never going to happen. Just be a good person, live your life. I don't know. Like, I just... It's so hard to...
Yeah, and I keep saying, way to go, hippie.
Yep.
For that simple reason. This is like, it is a great thought to have the thinking that everybody wants to be like that, but not everybody wants to.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm just going to go try to drink myself sober.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Let's see how well that
Let's
works.
see how that works. I'll get back to you. I'll let you know. Don't forget.
You'll drink yourself dead, and then you'll be sober.
That's right. Hey, there you go. There you go. That's the solution.
That is the solution.
Just put a nuke in the middle of Earth, and we're all good.
You can leave a comment below.
That's right.
It's not going to mean much, because...
What are your thoughts on the world? What do you think about some Trump throwing missiles at Syria? Does it bother you? Do you care?
Yeah.
Does it?
Are you just doing the same thing we're doing?
Are you
It's
just
like,
who gives a fuck? Do you talk about it over at the water cooler, or you talk about the game last night?
Yeah, most people will talk
About the game. Don't forget to subscribe, because we will talk about the game sometimes and other fun stuff. But we do talk about politics
Yeah, a lot.
every Tuesday.
Every
Because,
Tuesday.
hey, why not?
Trump Tuesday.
And don't forget to, what did I say? Subscribe and like? I probably did already. But
yeah.
just do it again. If you haven't, just do it again.
If you haven't, do it again. If you have, don't do it again, because you'll unsubscribe. Join us tomorrow.
That was a big bang.
Oh, I have to go see.